I wanted to do a video briefly just discussing a series of books that I've put out with Justin Center Publications that we finished recently, and this is called the American Lutheran Classics series. We just released the last volume here, which is On Baptism and Justification by David Hinkle. This is volume 10 in the American Lutheran Classics series. And I wanted to just give an overview of this series, what it's about, in case you are interested. You can check out jspublishing.org if you want to see more in the series and order them. You can get them all on Amazon. This is a series that I started back in 2012. I started working on this with a book called The Way of Salvation in the Lutheran Church. And this was really the thing that started me in the publishing world in terms of getting publications out, not just my own publications, but in terms of taking these older Lutheran texts and getting them back into print. And the reason I started doing this was because I encountered this book, The Way of Salvation in the Lutheran Church by George Henry Gerberding. A Lutheran pastor who was retiring gave me a copy of an old copy of this book. And I tried to see if this was in print anywhere because I wanted to recommend it to people. I just found the book a really helpful introduction to Lutheran thought, Lutheran theology, and practice, and I couldn't find anything. So I really thought this book was worth getting back into print, so I decided to just do it myself. And I edited the book, I put it in modern language, I updated all of the citations of scripture to the ESV, and then I released the book, and it sold decently well. People were really interested. People had a lot of good feedback. So I decided to do a whole series based on that. And this led to an entire publishing house that I run with my wife, where we just take some old Lutheran works and put them back into print, ones that we think are really beneficial in the church that should still be in print. So this started with the American Lutheran Classics series, and we had a plan to have 10 volumes, and we have just completed that recently with David Hinkle's final volume. So if you want to check that out, just to give you an overview of kind of the things that are in this series, we have The Way of Salvation in the Lutheran Church, which is a great introduction to Lutheran theology and practice. We have volumes, as you see, this volume is one on baptism. We also have one on the Lord's Supper by Henry Schmidt, which is an excellent volume treating, and it's pretty small too, but just treats the Lord's Supper from a Lutheran perspective and gives arguments from it, from scripture as well as from church history. We have a book called The Lutheran Manual by Junius Schneider, which goes through different aspects of what it means to be a Lutheran. We have a few different systematic theology texts. One is Biblical Dogmatix by A.G. Voigt, which is a very small volume overview of Lutheran dogmatics, Lutheran systematics. We have Elements of Religion by Henry Eister Jacobs, which is similar. It just goes through articles, essays on various doctrinal topics. And then we have a Summary of the Christian Faith, which is Henry Eister Jacobs' larger set, which is 2 volumes. At least in our edition, it's 2 volumes because it's a very large book. And he goes through in more depth systematic theology from a Lutheran perspective. We also have a volume on election by Francis Pieper, the Missouri Synod theologian, if you want to check that one out. And we have sermons by C.F.W. Walther as well. So if you want to check that out, go to jspublishing.org. I will put a link below. And we have other series that are coming out. We're just about done releasing the Lutheran Commentary series. We have a few more volumes in that, which is a great commentary set as well. But I just wanted to do a brief video kind of introducing the series and letting you know about it if you have any interest. We do have them in Kindle edition as well. There are a couple that are not in Kindle that I'm working on getting in as an ebook as well. So thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. God bless.